different one. If Homer Simpson should still have his job. So, first of all, let's just see what his job title is. So through some extensive research, I can tell you that he is a nuclear safety inspector, from what I can see, and he was promoted from a nuclear technician. And straight off of Google, I have the definition of a nuclear inspector. So the role of an inspector is varied, and you are likely to undertake a range of duties during your career. Some inspectors concentrate on undertaking planned and reactive inspections on site, which I assume he'd do, and while others will mainly assess safety submissions or manage discrete intervention projects. So first of all, I just want to throw it out there. I'm not a massive sort of Simpsons fan, so I won't know sort of everything about this. But I'm just talking on like a typical day from what I can see. So I've watched obviously some episodes from what I can see. So as far as I'm concerned, this should show sort of no reason for him to be fired from his job, because what you can see is sort of with no external force or unforeseen circumstances happening in the day, like I said earlier, just a normal day. As he is an inspector, so I wouldn't assume he'd inspect a power plant alone or be there completely by himself. But from what we can see, he is. So when he isn't doing any work, as long as there's no sort of cameras or anything, no one can see him not doing any work. From what you see in the episodes, so technically he wouldn't be fired in that case. However, from what I can see, the room where he's in, I've sort of put part of it in the thumbnail of the video, looks a lot like sort of a control room. It's got a lot of controls in there, and that leads to my next point, being that he wouldn't be in a control room by himself. So first of all, there'd be sort of lots of nuclear engineers, safety officers, maintenance people for all the equipment and sort of the materials they use and things like that. So he wouldn't have the control room to himself. But secondly, so this is just hypothetically speaking, if that is a control room and he does get it to himself, so first of all, CCTV would catch him sort of not doing his work if there was CCTV in there. But I mean, falling asleep whilst you're supposed to be sort of controlling control rods, which will go into the reactor. So I assume this is a nuclear fission reaction, meaning that essentially what it is you fire sort of neutrons at sort of, let's say, uranium, splits the nuclei into two sort of smaller nuclei, and sort of two electrons are split, and then that goes into another sort of two uranium, and then that would happen sort of ongoing. So there's a chain reaction that happens there. They don't want to slow down the chain reaction, so you just put the control rods in, sort of absorb some of the neutrons and slows down the reaction basically. And essentially what he'd be doing would be controlling that. And if he wasn't to control, when the control rods go in, then that would mean, you could get something like Chernobyl happening, a complete sort of nuclear meltdown. Because, if he's falling asleep, so that's what I put in the thumbnail of the video, I've got sort of Thurger and Hulk through the window, just sort of, having their battle at the end of Ragnarok. There's sort of flames in his office. But yeah, that could happen essentially. If he's sort of falling asleep, the reaction just goes out of control. That'd be so dangerous. So for that reason, he obviously would lose his job in that circumstance. So yeah, I've sort of left it up to you. Sort of say in the comments if you think, what you think, if he should still have his job or if he's been fired. And sort of out of curiosity, I also still looked up the sort of how much a safety officer would get paid, and it's sort of in the 60 to 70,000 range from what I can see through some research, not really extensive. But yeah, through that. But yeah, that's it for today's video. It's a bit different, but yeah, I hope you liked it, and just sort of tell me if you want me to do a few more of these, obviously on a few different topics. But yeah, please share it around, and yeah, have a nice day.